The Louisville Metro Housing Authority's latest leader has only been on the job since the start of the year, and she's making significant changes to address the city's affordable housing crisis, most notably the Dosker Manor public housing complex.
And Director Elizabeth Strojan is joining us now live in the studio. We ought to point out you're a Louisville native who spent many years in the housing district of New York, came back to run this.
That's right.
So Dosker Manor, are the residents moving out right now? I see conflicting reports that you all are already moving the relocation process.
We are working as quickly as we can to find better housing solutions for all Dosker Manor residents. We are matching the residents' preferences with available units, and the moves are starting very soon.
So most of these residents are seniors, correct?
It's a mix of seniors and people of all ages with disabilities, and those
Okay.
can be physical disabilities or mental disabilities. So it's a population that we really want to make sure we're taking care of in this process.
So how hard is it to move seniors and those with disabilities to other areas of town where they're going to feel comfortable?
That's a great question. So we have staffed up for this process. We're doing surveys to match people with their preferences for a unit in other LMHA properties or with the Section 8 voucher. And we have social workers helping every step of the way. So we're making sure that residents are supported. We'll also be covering moving expenses.
Okay.
So you all have announced your grand plan is to demolish Dosker Manor, that property there right next to the interstate, get rid of it, and then what, build something new there?
That's the goal. That's the goal. So we are working, we should be submitting very soon to HUD our application asking for their permission to demolish the property and to rebuild updated housing with new amenities on the site.
Okay. Now we know that this was years in the making as far as the conditions that were there. This is not something new, something you're new to coming on board. But when you investigated it, how did it get to that point? What did you all find out?
That's a great question, and we have to go back many decades. Public housing has not been sufficiently funded for a very long time. Additionally, we are housing residents that are very vulnerable. It's a mix of residents. It started as a senior high-rise, and now we're housing people of all ages with serious disabilities in some cases. So it's a combination of policy choices at the federal level and at the local level, and it's a question of funding over many, many decades. So when I got here, I looked at the physical conditions, we spoke with residents, we spoke with the community, we looked at what it would cost to rehabilitate the buildings, and that's why we really think the best thing is to move people immediately into better housing situations, starting with volunteers. We're not compelling anybody to move, but we are trying to get people into better housing situations as quickly as possible while also planning for the future of the site.
Well, we appreciate your time. I know you've got a lot of fun events coming on. We'll be covering that, and welcome back to Louisville. You've got a big job ahead of you.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.